Looking for the best mouse for Overwatch? In this video, we'll break down the top gaming mice available while comparing them for price versus performance. Before we get started with our video detailing the best mice for Overwatch on the market, we've included links in the description for each product mentioned, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting off at number 1, we have the Logitech G Pro Wireless. Details of this mouse were leaked way before any official announcement, but the hype train really got going when SF Shock player BabyBay showed off an early version of the mouse on his stream. Various gear-loving parts of the community started going wild shortly afterwards, and when the mouse finally released, it became clear that the excitement wasn't for naught. The G Pro Wireless sports the flawless Hero sensor, which is Logitech's own version of the 3366, and due to the changes they made to the sensor, it consumes less power while still delivering the same performance, giving the mouse a very impressive 40-hour battery life. All of that is housed in a lightweight shell that's got a much safer design than their earlier top-tier wireless mice. So if you heard all that, it's not hard to see why this mouse is so widely used by professional gamers. Logitech's Pro line is always aimed towards competitive gamers, and the G Pro Wireless isn't an exception to that. Going wireless is a great feeling in and of itself, but it's not going to be of much use to professional players if it introduces delay or loses connection all the time. That's not the case with Logitech's Lightspeed technology though. It's as fast as a good old wired connection, and it's as stable as can be, so it's safe to say that the days of subpar wireless mice are well and truly over. To further improve on the pro aspect of this mouse, Logitech has added a rechargeable battery, internal memory to store your mouse settings, and even a little compartment to house the mouse's receiver, making it a super portable option for gamers who are often on the go. Aside from the fact that it's an impressive technological feat, the G Pro Wireless is also just a great gaming mouse in general. It's got a top sensor, great buttons, a nice comfortable shape, and configurable side buttons. If you want to hop on the wireless train without having to make any compromises, this is definitely the one to go for. But even if you don't care about wires, the G Pro Wireless deserves a thorough look. At number 2, we have the Logitech G Pro Gaming Mouse. The G Pro Gaming Mouse was originally just called G Pro, but since the G Pro Wireless and the G Pro Gaming Mouse have almost nothing in common except for the name, they decided to add Gaming Mouse to the old Monarch's moniker to further help differentiate the two. Yes, we do agree that Logitech can still improve their name game. Regardless of that, the G Pro was a great gaming mouse. When it was released along with the G403, they were among the first mice to introduce the flawless sensors that we now see in every gaming mouse worthy of the name, so we all owe a lot to this little mouse. One of the major complaints that people had with the first G Pro was that it came with a stiff and braided cable, which could absolutely interfere with gameplay. Some people are more sensitive to those kinds of things than others, but it remains a fact that the cable was by far the first thing that gamers wanted to see an improvement on, and when Logitech released the G Pro Wireless, they showed that they listened to their audience by slapping a much more flexible cable on the G Pro gaming mouse. In addition to that, they also replaced the 3366 sensor in the mouse with Logitech's own Hero sensor. The shape still won't be for everyone, but now that the cable has been updated, there's no reason to call this mouse anything but top tier. If you're a fan of smaller ambidextrous mice and/or you're looking for a lightweight mouse with not a lot of presence in your hand, this is definitely worth your consideration. If you do decide to go for it, we would certainly recommend to buy the newer version with the smoother cable however. At number 3, we have the Logitech G903. The G903 is the odd one out. Whereas the other mice on this list are mostly pretty basic mice with nothing extra tacked on, the G903 offers a ton of extra features. Underneath the hood, it's a standard gaming mouse. It's got a flawless 3366 sensor, nice clicks, and a zero latency connection. But this particular mouse also offers a tilting scroll wheel, configurable side buttons, and 2 DPI buttons on the top shell. This all comes in an ambidextrous package, which, if you look at all the features it offers, is still pretty lightweight at 108 grams. The G903 is the mouse of choice for some of Overwatch League's most prolific DPS players, despite weighing more than the magical 100 grams that's often cited as being the limit for FPS mice. There is obviously an upper limit to weight, and there's no reason for pretty basic mice to weigh a ton, but the G903 comes with a whole host of added features on top of being a larger mouse in itself, so the weight of it all makes a bit more sense if you see it in context. And there's also the fact that wireless mice often feel lighter to use. Preferences are preferences, and some people definitely perform way better with lighter mice, but it's interesting to see some of the league's best DPS players using a mouse that would immediately be denounced by some people because of the weight. If you feel like you do better with slightly heavier mice and/or want a mouse with a lot of extra features and buttons, then this is definitely the best match out of the 4 mice in this list. And for our final pick at number 4, we have the Logitech G703. One of the main things that we've learned when compiling the data for this list is that Overwatch pros have fully integrated wireless mice. If you'd have told gamers 5 years ago that over a third of professional gamers in one of the world's largest esports leagues would be using wireless mice, you'd probably be laughed at. Wireless tech used to be utterly unreliable for pro gaming, but since Logitech's Lightspeed technology, that's a thing of the past. And now we see more and more brands coming out with their own wireless tech, which is something we can only applaud. The G703 has a rechargeable battery, nice clicks, and a 3366 sensor. That sensor is the predecessor to Logitech's Hero sensor, but the 3366 performs every bit as flawlessly as its successor. The only difference is that it consumes more power while doing so. So if you're planning on doing a 24-hour stream with the RGB lighting turned on, you'll be cutting it a bit close. An entire day of battery life is definitely very respectable, and more than enough for most people, so it shouldn't be an issue. Just remember to take your charging cable if you're going out gaming for the weekend. The shape of the G703 has historically always been a hit or miss kind of affair. There's a pretty pronounced hump towards the back of the mouse, which, depending on who you're speaking to, feels either amazing or super weird. If you want a palm-filling ergonomic mouse with top internals, this could be for you. It's also wireless, so if you're looking to cut the cord and you prefer ergonomic mice, this deserves a look. So that sums up our top gaming mice for Overwatch of 2019. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have a great day.